Welcome everyone to the last V3 implementation call of 2022. We appreciate you being here with us this morning. Just as a reminder, these meetings are recorded. We put them up on our website and on our YouTube channel for you to be able to refer back to later, or if you have to drop off and miss a section, or if there's a part of a discussion that you want to share with your team, those are all made available to you on our website and our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please take a moment to update your name in the participant list with your affiliation, whether that's a state, a vendor, a national partner, however you affiliate with the EMS industry. We appreciate having that updated in the participant list, especially for our vendors as we track participation for their compliance. So with that, I think we're good. I'll move down to the agenda today. We do have several topics today, but we are going to try and make this a short call. We know that many of you are taking a vacation this week. Many of our stakeholders have out of office. It's a great time of the year to take some time off. So we've just got some good updates for you and we'll move through. But as always, if you've got questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to unmute yourself and address the group or use the chat feature. We watch that pretty closely and we also review all the chat in our debrief after this meeting as well. So with that, I'm going to turn some time over to Monet. She's filling in for Lori today and is going to share a stakeholder introduction with us. Monet, it is all you. I will stop sharing.
Happy holidays, everyone. It's really nice to see everyone on the call today. Let me go ahead and get the screen sharing started here. Okay, we're going to introduce someone who is currently working as an EMS stakeholder for a state. And if you can identify the person, please put your guess in the chat and we'll reveal the person at the end. Okay, let's see here. So the goal of, or the purpose of this project is to learn something new about others on the call, build points of connection that can lead to collaboration, and of course, have fun. So this person likes to spend time in the woods. They homebrew outside. They watch the Great British Baking Show. They worked in the laundry room of a nursing home. They indicated it was genuinely tough work, and our hats are off to all who work in the nursing facilities. When they were asked what do they like best about their job, they said they get to advocate for patients and providers at a higher level. Being a paramedic means I help one person at a time, but being in data means I can leverage our collective data to help every EMS provider, patient, and granted stater. Any guesses? Do you have anybody putting anything in the
Granite
chat?
State is New Hampshire. Who's the paramedic from New Hampshire?
Yeah, fantastic. Let's see what's in the chat. So many people said Chip. I think that's an awesome guess. You guys are really close. I just want to let you know it is a young man who's working with Chip Cooper, learning the roles there in the state of New Hampshire. His name is Joseph Cartier. His information is here on the screen, but I'll put it in the chat. And we'll just like to give Joseph an opportunity to say good morning. Are you on the call? I saw you were on the call today, Joseph.
Yeah, I'm in. That's funny. I would have guessed Chip too if I didn't submit it myself. Yeah, thanks for highlighting me. And yeah, reach out to Great British Baking Show. Love that. And I got the must be in my kitchen, but I have the baking book too. So pretty good. Yeah, anybody reach out if you want to connect on any kind of projects or send each other baked goods. That works too. Thanks.
Thank you so much for all that you're doing there. We really appreciate you, and happy holidays. Okay, that's enough out of me. Thank you so much. I'll turn it back to you, Julianne.
All right, thanks, Monet. Yeah, the swapping of baked goods, that's a pretty good offer. All right, next on our agenda, we've got several topics for Jen. She's doing some filling in for team members as well. So it's the next 4 topics are Jen's actually. She's gonna give us an update on the V3-5 submissions, talk a little bit about the transition plan, timeframe, Schematron version, initial and recertification sunsetting, and then a question for states if they're planning to rename or number agencies in their move to 3.5. So with those 4 topics, Jen, it is all you.
Good morning. I do apologize for not being on camera. That seems to just stretch the bandwidth I am on a little bit too much this morning. I wanted to say a big congratulations to Oregon and Louisiana for going green this month and say thank you. I know everyone is working really hard to transition, and I cannot wait to see who changes to green next. And then the next item that I have, and if you have any questions or want to break in, please just break in while I'm talking. We are trying to keep it short, so I'm just going to buzz through all 4 of the topics without too much of a transition plan between them. So the next one is we have been asked to add a little bit more information to the V3 transition plan that is available, and that's the spreadsheet that's on the V350 resources. So what we've decided to do is add 2 columns, one of them being the last day that each state will accept version 3.4.0 and the last updated. So this will be the last time we got information from the state data managers. Our plan is to send out a quarterly survey to the state data managers and update it accordingly. So the first survey will go out sometime in early January. We'll give them a few weeks to respond in case there's anybody that they need to check with. And then we will get the transition plan updated in early February. And as always, and I know you guys have heard it a bunch, the state page will be updated as we get information. So that is always going to be your source of truth and the most up-to-date piece of information for each of them. The next item is we will be having a new compliance policy posted shortly on the NEMSIS.org website under the compliance policy page. And it is about sunsetting the NEMSIS versions. So as we go through and start to stop accepting version 3.4.0, there have been a lot of questions about how the compliance is going to work. So as we sunset away from 3.4.0, in 2023, for the 12 months prior to the end date, we will not accept any initial compliance applications for version 3.4.0. And I want to make sure you know that's for the sunsetting version. Recertification compliance applications will not be accepted 6 months prior. So starting on July 1st, no one will be able to submit a compliance application for recertification of version 3.4.0. If there is a software program that expires compliance within 90 days of the end date, so right now at midnight on 12/31 or 12/01 on 1/1/2024, however you like to think about that end date, 90 days prior to that, if you have your expiration in that window, you can request in writing via email a extension so that your software can go for those 90 days without having to recertify. Okay, so I know that that'll be up on the website soon. Are there any questions about that? And as you know, I will send out, once it's on the website, I will also send out an email to all of my vendors, distribution group, letting them know that the official policy is up on the website and reiterating what the policy is. And then the last item that we had, and I don't need to share my screen for this. The last item that we have is the whether or not the transition from V3.4 to V3.5, if the states are going to take this as a chance to change any of the EMS agency names or ID identifiers. So that's D agency 01, D agency 02, or D agency 03, the unique state ID, the EMS agency number, and the EMS agency name values. Are there any states that are on the call right now that are planning on doing anything like that? Okay, so not hearing any. I have not heard anything. For the vendors, I will say if I do hear anything like that, I will put a posting out for all of you on the email group that I have that's just for vendors and let you know what I hear. So please reach out to me if there's anyone who is doing that you don't think I've sent a notice out before. We'll do our best to communicate and keep everybody in the loop as best that we can. And I believe those are my 4 topics, and I think I did them in 10 minutes or less. So there we go. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy New Year to everyone.
Thanks, Jen. Yeah, you moved through those 4 topics really well. And we are moving along on this meeting, but if there's questions that you have or follow up, please feel free to reach out to any member of the TAC. We're happy to answer your questions as best we can. Next on our agenda, we're going to turn some time over to Clay. He's got our next 2 topics, talking about the closure of the 2022 data set and also an update on the NEMSIS, the standard version timeline that he's got up right there.
Yeah, thank you, Julianne. Yeah, thank you. So I'll go through this stuff quickly as well. And I'll start with the timeline to kind of piggyback off of the great information that was provided by Jen. So yeah, we did need to add a sunsetting section to the compliance policy just because with this new versioning process that we talked about in Deer Valley and have been trying to kind of solidify since then, we will have minor releases, right, that will be scheduled making it necessary for us to talk a little bit more about how we're going to move from version to version. So up on your screen now, you can see kind of the latest rendition. We have some changes that we're going to be making over the next a week or so. So on the next call, hopefully we'll be bringing a pretty solid version of this for you with the set dates, right? So I think when we talked in Deer Valley during the summer that we talked about the scheduling, the process associated with moving from version to version and defining a minor and major and informational release and a critical patch. We're working on those definitions. Those will be added. I think in the summer, we weren't kind of sure about how the dates would happen, right? So what would actually occur in 2023? What will actually occur in 2024? That's been solidified, I think. So what you see here is what we anticipate will happen. We talked about a critical patch in the spring of 2023, so you can see that listed there. And then the first minor release will come out in 2024. So we'll be prepared to review all of the comments that could be changes that could be implemented into a minor release. We'll make sure that those are all organized in the second half of 2023, so we can move into 2024 really understanding what changes will be made. There will probably be an informational release in 2023 on top of the critical patch, right? We have about a quarter of all the requests that we've received so far are kind of, links that aren't working or other descriptions of elements that could be helpful for providers. Those kind of changes will come out in 2023. But this gives you kind of an overview. I wanted to show this just quickly, let folks know this is what it's looking like. We'll discuss this in January in greater detail once we've kind of solidified some last comments. But I will open it up to see if there are any thoughts about this version. This is a refined rendition of what you reviewed in the summer at the meeting in Deer Valley.
Hey, Clay, this is Samantha. Real quick, if I'm reading this correctly, it looks like the critical patch will only be applied to 3.5. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the new ACS trauma triage guidelines will only be available in 3.5. They won't be available in 3.4.
Oh, that's a good question, Samantha. Yeah, they will. So great question. So you're asking, will there be a critical patch to 3.4 and 3.5?
Yeah.
I think it's only 3.5. That's a great question, and it has been discussed with the ACS. I'll check on that, Samantha.
Okay.
Yeah, great question. Thank you. Yeah, I'll check.
Thanks.
Yep. And related to that, I'll just mention that we will be going over what will be included in that critical patch. So what will be the changes to EN003, EN004, and how that will map with legacy data. That we've almost have all the final approvals on that. The ACS is going over the mapping now. So hopefully the first week in January, we'll get their final approval. So on an early call in January, we can go over that and provide that in great detail so that the vendors in the states will have a good idea of what will be happening in that patch. Any other comments related to this versioning timeline?
When does NEMSIS start accepting 3.5.1?
3.5.1 in 2025.
Okay.
Why, where are you posting the timeline?
We haven't posted this updated timeline yet, Brenda. I think when we have one more time to discuss it in early January, it'll be in that first call in January. We'll post it online after that just to make sure that we've vetted all of your comments and requests. We have some additional definitions to add to this document and some other things that have already been framed up. We just need to kind of make some changes that we'll present one more time, Brenda, and then it'll be posted.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Brenda. All right, any other questions? All right, fantastic. You'll get another chance to take a look at this, and thank you for your comments, Samantha. And we'll get back to you on an answer to that. The other comment I had, I'll just throw out there, the closure date for all data related to 2022 remains to be February 17th on a Friday. We are moving along at a much more complete pace this year than last year. So a special thank you goes out to all the states and to all the vendors for recognizing the need to close out the year and get data in as quickly as possible and keep it up to date. We've received over 53 million submissions into NEMSIS during this year. Some of those, we have a slightly higher rate of resubmissions, kind of duplicate records as some states were moving from 3.4 to 3.5. We received kind of a bolus of those, but oh my gosh, it's just been incredible. I think how close we are to staying up to date this year in all states. And so, yeah, special thanks goes out, and we will stick to that schedule of February 17th being the closure date for 2022 data. And then we're hoping within 3 weeks after that, we'll have the research data set out, which will be great timing on the earliest it's been released. So thank you to everyone. Any comments regarding the closure date for 2022 data? All right, Julianne, I'll throw it back to you.
All right, sounds good. Next on our agenda is any items from the Office of EMS. Eric Chaney is out of office today. Jeremy, do you have anything for us from the Office of EMS?
Hey, everyone. Sorry, I'm not sure why my, there we go. No, I don't have any updates from our office. Just want to say, I hope everyone had a nice holiday weekend. It's, I think I joined the last V3 call. So For those folks that maybe weren't on that call, just I'd mention I'm really happy and thankful to be back, and looking forward to working with you all in the new year.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Upcoming events, we do have a public training coming in January 12th. Ben Fisher will review the public ONDCP non-fatal opioid overdose dashboard. We've had requests to do a walkthrough on the public version of that dashboard. So that will be January 12th. It's a little bit different than the day and time that we were doing public trainings in 2022. There will be a flyer go out to the Google group for this training, and you're welcome to share the link with others in your office that may want a walkthrough or some additional information on the non-fatal opioid overdose dashboard. And that's January 12th. Open forum. Is there any item or topic, discussion, question that this group would like to bring forward at this time?
I just sent over an email. So we're getting errors on ePatient 06, the patient's home city, even though it's an optional element from the National Schematron. And so we're dealing right now with foreign visitors. And so they have a home city, but it can't be coded. And ePatient 06 is an optional element, but it's still triggering one of the rules, which was, I forgot the rule number, but does that sound like an expected error?
But David, if you send an email, we'll take a look at that in great detail. We can get back to you on that. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out.
Okay.
Hey, David, if you could include the identifier on which rule it is that's firing, just in case there's multiple rules on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, David. Thanks for letting us know about that issue.
No problem.
Are there any other questions, comments, concerns?
Julianne, I have one thing I want to mention.
Sure.
We were, excuse me, we were notified that Mr. Daniel Lee from the state of Illinois is resigning in a few days. And we just wanted to say thank you for all his effort helping with the NEMSIS standard. He's been an integral part of the EMS community for many years. And I appreciate his contribution that he has extended to me on a personal level. So I just wanted to say well wishes to him and happy retirement. And if anyone else wants to reach out to him, please do so. We know that he has not yet assigned a substitute, but we will be working closely with the state to make sure that we have communication and contact with another EMS official there in the state. And so just wanted to mention that.
Thank you, Monet. Thanks for bringing that up. Dan's been such a great partner. We sure appreciate his involvement over the years, and he will certainly be missed. All right. Our next V3 implementation call will be the first one of the new year, January 11th. We do try and keep these on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month. And when we approach holiday seasons, we try to be mindful of that and keep the agenda manageable and short meetings. And in that vein, this will have been a nice short meeting for the holiday season. We sincerely appreciate you all taking time out of your schedules to be with us, to have these conversations, to bring your questions and concerns to this group. We have an incredible resource of knowledge and experience that participate in these calls, and we appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your 2022. Enjoy your holiday. Hopefully you get a little bit of time off and can get some downtime. We appreciate you, and thank you, everyone. Have a great day.